Hi, good morning, everyone, and welcome to F.I.R.S.T Institute's virtual open house. My name's Molly. I'm from the admissions department here, and I am with my friend Tim from our filmmaking department.
Hey, everybody.
We are so excited to show you guys about our digital filmmaking and video production program today. If you could take a moment while we're waiting for everyone to trickle in, throw in the chat, tell us a little bit about you. Tell us your name, where you're tuning in from, and tell us your favorite movie. Love to hear from our audience. If you have any questions as we are going throughout the tour, please throw those into the chat as well so that we can answer them during our Q&A towards the end. But as many of you already know, F.I.R.S.T Institute, we are a digital media school. This year, we're celebrating 20 years, and we have helped thousands of students launch their creative careers in industries that they love. So we have a lot of really cool spaces to show you today, a lot of really amazing instructors to meet. Before we get started, please don't forget to throw in that information about you in the chat. Your name, where you're tuning in from, and your favorite movie. But Tim, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, my name's Tim. Nice to meet everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm a film and video instructor here at F.I.R.S.T Institute. Been here for many years, and it's my passion to teach you and answer questions that you might have. Remember, Molly said, put some questions in the chat. We're both here to answer those questions for you, but I'm here to give you a little bit of a tour. Most importantly, those questions, we're going to touch on them at the end, but we're going to be touching a lot of those questions here throughout your time here with us. So,
absolutely.
Ready to go?
For sure. Let's kick things off. Let's go check out John and see what him and his class are working on today.
We're going to take a look in PO1. This is Lab 1, where your dreams begin. This is John's class currently, the 101 class. 101, I'll just answer one of your questions here. Day 2 is when you're going to get your hands on gear. And they've already had their hands on gear, plenty of exercises and projects. And actually, I'm going to interrupt the class right now and ask them what they're doing. Hey, John, how's it going? It's good to see you. Hi, class. How's everybody doing today? Thanks for letting us interrupt. We're doing a virtual tour. Go ahead and say hi to everybody. John, I wanted to ask you a few questions about your class. So understanding editing and post-production. First of all, what is today's class focus?
Today, we're learning about effects and we're learning about the timeline. So it's our third day of actually working in DaVinci Resolve. So we're learning more about the timeline, our ability to actually build inside there and be a master at it, be able to actually do all the shortcuts and do it properly.
Awesome. So post-production, what exactly is involved in post-production?
It's the editing process. So you've gone out, you've shot all of your stuff, you've written your script and everything, but you have to put it together. You have to take all your content, put it together, and put it out there for the audience to see.
So what kind of roles do they play here in the editing process?
So we're teaching them not only to be like an assistant editor where you find the clips and start putting together, but to be also the real editor or the professional editor where we fine tune everything. We make it nice and organized and cleaned up.
So we're beginning almost at the end, right? We're working on post-production. So did this class get their hands on cameras yet?
They have.
Okay.
Yep. Day number 2, cameras were in their hands. They were out on campus filming stuff. They've spent several days filming and going through it. We've taught them lighting. We've actually done some storytelling with them. And they worked on a project in week 6 of the program where we shot a short film with them that they haven't edited yet. I edited it, but eventually I'm going to hand it over to them once they understand the editing of it, and they'll edit it themselves.
Amazing. So what you're telling me is there's a lot of careers in editing.
Oh, yeah, there's absolutely a lot of careers in editing. And it's also good for somebody who just wants to be a videographer too, because not only can you shoot your stuff, but you can edit it and have the product ready and available.
Well, thank you, John. I appreciate it. Thank you, class. We really appreciate your time. Glad you're having a good time. Very productive class. Thank you, John.
Absolutely. All right, so here we go on to our next spot. As you can see, we teach students the whole production process from the very beginning to the very end. So you're going to be able to have bits and pieces of skills from all different areas. And I just want to highlight out here, if you want to check out our amazing courtyard. We did have a hurricane yesterday, so there's a little bit of a debris everywhere, but we're doing good. But this is a great space for students to shoot in, learning how to use those cameras, tripods, and lighting. I believe we're going to go check out another one of our production labs here and see what our students are working on and think a little bit more post-production.
Yes, we're going to take a look at, this is production lab 2. This class is a little bit farther along, and I know that they're working on their short film. They produced it themselves, and I think they're currently editing it right now. Let's go take a look. Well, hello, everybody. Jason, how's it going? Good to see you. Jason, could you tell us what today's focus is in class?
Today, right now, we're in short film production. They're in post-production right now. So they are assembling their edit from the short film that they just wrote, produced, and directed themselves last week.
So you mean to tell me that this class, they wrote their own original material, gathered a crew together, shot this thing, put it all together in post-production, and they're turning it in as a project?
Absolutely. Yep. They also were able and tasked with the to raise funds for it so that they can pay their actors and have food and craft services on set. And they're also forming a marketing plan and an electronic press kit so that they're able to submit it into festivals as well.
So this is the real deal. About how many projects do they work on in short film?
What is it? 3, 4 short film projects. Yeah.
Sounds pretty exciting. You guys having fun? I know some of them are locked in their edit currently and they have their headphones on, but this is how we train them. A lot of exciting careers going on in film, also commercial production and whatnot. So let me ask you real quickly, what was some of the gear that they use for this production?
Well, we have the red Komodo on location, but for this production we use the Blackmagic Ursa 4.6K.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. So we're talking 4.6K. That's quite the resolution. And you mentioned the red as well, the Red Dragon.
Yes.
That gets up to 6K.
Yes.
Right. And this is industry standard gear and equipment that we're using. And if you stick around long enough, we'll take a look at some of that stuff. Jason, thank you so much for letting us interrupt your class. Good to see everybody. Glad to see you're working hard. Let's go take a walk and check out another lab.
Yeah, so every project that you do in your classes here will go into your portfolio. So by the time you graduate, you are going to have dozens of pieces of work to show future employers.
And it's really exciting too, because all of that material gets combined during your last course here into what's called a demo reel. And this demo reel is basically your visual resume that you would send to clients or other employers for future work. This class here I'm particularly partial to. They're currently my class. We're gonna go meet them real quickly and see where they're at in their project right now. We're gonna meet Austin. Austin's a really cool guy. Austin, thank you for letting us interrupt your class today. How's everybody doing? You guys having fun editing? Very cool. Austin, I just wanted to ask you a few questions. First of all, what is today's class focus?
So today, our group of students is working with DaVinci Resolve. So we're doing an assembly edit of a Doritos commercial called Snack Aggression. So the students are just kind of getting their feet wet with the software, learning how to put things together, learning how to make cuts, add transitions, things like that.
So you say commercial production. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah. So like in what way?
Commercial production. I know television commercials and ads that we see on social media, maybe, or anything like that. When we're talking commercials, are you referencing like advertising, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And there's different types of commercials like you were talking about. So this is more of a traditional, like, broadcast television style commercial. But we also learn how to make like social media ads for like Instagram, things for like YouTube, Facebook, and different aspect ratios, things like that.
Very cool. I know Austin and I worked hand in hand with another class at Fun Spot, working on a commercial that was a 2-day production shoot. A lot of fun in the sun. We got it rained on, I think, once or twice, but that is the nature of the beast of production. So where exactly is this class currently in their time?
So we're at the beginning of 102, which is digital editing and visual effects. So in 101, the students have learned all like script writing, about like basic camera operation, things like that, how to work together as a team in like a studio setting. So now we're kind of putting it all together. So what do you do with that footage after you shot it? How do you make it into a film or a commercial?
Very, very cool. Well, thank you, Austin.
Yeah, no
I had a lot of fun interrupting your class today.
Anytime.
Don't forget to keep those questions coming. I'm sure you have a lot of them. But real quickly, once again, what was the software they're using to edit again?
So today we're working with DaVinci Resolve, which the base version of it is actually free, which is really cool. But it's a very powerful nonlinear editing software, has really robust color grading tools as well. So if you want to color grade your film and give it that cinematic look, DaVinci is a really great program to use. So we enjoy teaching it here at F.I.R.S.T Institute.
Very good. Austin, thank you so much. Like I said, I love interrupting classes. No, just kidding. We're having a lot of fun here at First. Thank you for letting me interrupt your class, everybody. Enjoy your editing. Let's go take a walk and talk about a few more things.
Awesome. We had a lot of students hard at work today, busting through the end of the week. Wanted to take a minute and do a little shout out for everyone that is tuning in on our audience today. I have everyone's names, not many people put in where they're located from, but I do appreciate Joshua Cogdell. He is tuning in from South Carolina. Favorite movie is Pulp Fiction.
Very cool.
Very good one. We also have Adele, Daquan, Damon, Joshua, or that's Joshua, Patrick, Robin, Thaddeus. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you guys are getting excited about your educational journey with First Institute. We're going to keep walking along here, and I did want to highlight, this is our graphics gallery. So this is all work done by our graphic design and photography students. So just a reminder, in addition to our filmmaking program, we do have the recording arts program, the graphic design program, and the digital photography program. But down here, we have some really cool posters that highlight some of the work that's been done in our film department.
Yeah, these are my favorite. And I always say this, every time I walk down this hallway, I get a sense of pride. Every single set of these images that you see here were all put together by students. The ones down at the end here are actual short films that were produced by students and staff here. A couple of them award-winning. Like I said, a sense of pride every time I walk down this hallway because we get to see our completed works come to fruition. It's really exciting. There's really a lot to be said when you're a part of a crew and you accomplish tasks like this and you see it all come together on the big screen. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Tim, can you tell us a little bit about the 48-hour film festival?
Oh my goodness.
A lot of students participate in that.
The 48-hour film festival. Now that's something that I haven't been personally a part of, but my peers are all about it. And literally, that is what it is. You have 48 hours to write an original short film, produce and edit, and submit to the festival. It is a great experience for students all around. The most recent one, we had 3 teams. I think that's the most that we've had here on campus. 3 teams submit 3 short films. And it really is exciting to watch students grow and learn as they develop these short films outside of their time here at First. It really is an exciting opportunity for extracurricular activity. And I even go as far as encouraging my students to get together with your peers on the weekends and write original content, whether that's, YouTube stuff or short film even. And never forget, in this industry, everything you're working on is always going to be under development. So even when you're done, you may not feel like it's done, but that's a part of growing.
It's always a work in progress.
Always a work in progress.
I know, for example, we had the students that made the gesture, we had some graduates make a really big, YouTube film, and that they're now turning into a feature film.
Yep.
So things can always grow and evolve. Now, down here, these are some of my favorite spaces on campus that we're going to check out. These are where we do a lot of our on-set productions. So our first stop here is going to be the sound stage, which is one of our favorite rooms that students get to work in.
Thank you.
And we got a lot going on in here. So Tim, let's talk about it. What do we got?
Well, if you want to take a look at the monitor over here, I'm going to take a seat in this seat, and you can see on this monitor over here, this is actually set up like a film set. See, the lighting is pretty good. I might have to lean forward a little bit. We've got our confidence monitor in the back. We've got our cinema cameras set up here. This sound stage is a shared creative space. What that means is basically other classes, photography, RASP, and film, they use these spaces to create other projects, short films, documentaries, commercials. We just built a small set here that we're in the middle of constructing, so there's a little bit of work still left to do. But if you take a look at these cameras, these are our cinema cameras. We operate with a Blackmagic and also Red products. So the Ursa is a cinema camera in that, and I'm sure a lot of you probably already know about these cameras, but we utilize these later on in your course here in short film. These are not the cameras you're going to get in your hand on day 2, unfortunately. You will build your way up, you will work your way up to these cinema cameras, because really it's less about the gear and more about the technique. When you get there, you'll see why. But this space, I love this space so much. So much gets done and taken care of in here. Like I said, short films, commercials, music videos. This space is utilized all the time. I can tell you the schedule is packed. A lot of students like to work on their projects in here because it is a controlled environment in that every piece, every aspect is under control. You can see the other gear we have here. We have C-stands, we have gobos, we have lights, Apple boxes for anybody who needs to feel a little bit taller. Vital for sets. It helps a lot. But the soundstage really helps our students understand the importance of functioning as a crew on set. So we have a hierarchy. We have grips, a director, cam ops, assistant directors. All of these positions get filled by the students, and they learn how to function and operate appropriately on set. A lot of this gear has been used for commercials that we produced here, as well as short films and award-winning short films as well. I know you have a lot of questions. Keep them coming. If you think of them, jot them down or type them in the chat, and Molly and I will get back to you as soon as we can. But this is one of my favorite shared creative spaces because it doesn't always look like this. It's modular in that we can shape it to accommodate those projects that we want to complete. Let's go take a look at the other room.
Absolutely, for
Cover
sure.
the bases is in here.
For sure, yeah. No, I love this space. I feel like every day I come in and it looks a little different.
A little
you know?
different, yeah.
But our next stop is going to be show production. And we have a class going on right now, which I believe is working on a nice project.
Yeah, we're going to interrupt these guys too. I love this space. How's it going, everybody? Sorry to interrupt. We're doing a quick tour. We're showing all of the cool spaces in here. This is really nice. This is really nice in here. So this is Show Pro, or show production, another shared creative space in that we have photography, R.A.S.P, our audio program, as well as our film program come in here. We utilize this space for many projects. Curran, nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Ted.
Would you mind expanding a little bit on the what this room is used for and how we go about this?
Absolutely. So we use this room to train students in live production. We train them in lights. We train them in audio. And we even do cross-departmentalization projects with film. For when we do our final project, we have bands come in here. And then the film students will be responsible for setting up cameras and running the live production for it, which we then stream on YouTube. And then the R.A.S.P students, they are the ones that will mix it inside the room. They'll mix it for the broadcast as well on YouTube. And then we also have many other projects that happen. We have lots of events that happen in this room. We're actually about to have a fall bash in the next couple of weeks for Halloween. That will have film students running for, R.A.S.P students, because we also have an event team that we do here, training here as well.
So you're telling me there's a lot of action that takes place in this room here?
There is a lot of action.
Yeah, Show Pro takes a lot of hits. I've seen so many acts, so many talented acts come in and out of here. We have student showcases all the time. And I got to tell you, this room, much like the other room that we just saw, is modular, right? You can shift things and move things according to the show that you're building, right?
Absolutely. We have them remove the decks. We set the decks back up. We actually just re-added the decks to be able to put the drum kit back up on. We have them build stage plots based off of what the performance needs are. Right now, today, we're actually going over and programming lights to be able to program lights based off the show's needs and what the show needs for their light setup, because not every show is the same. So you have to be very flexible and being able to know how to change what you need in the demands for the show. So yeah, we're constantly changing this room all the time.
And some of you may be wondering, why are we talking to R.A.S.P or the audio program? Again, this is a shared creative space where we get together and we get creative. And we bring these things through fruition, whether that's a live stream or a package that we send to the client for a music video or a live event. We also do Q&As, right? We have special guests come in.
Special guests, and we actually just had to film sets in here. We built film sets in here where we block off the room, and we use lights for backup. And we just do a bunch of shooting in here. Like you said, music videos as well. But yeah, we're actually about to have a Q&A event too as well. We always have guest speakers coming in to talk to the students about job opportunities. And so that way they can ask any questions from professionals that are coming out in the field right now. They're hiring, so that way they can be hireable.
Awesome. Speaking of questions, I'm sure you have a lot of them. Keep them coming in. Molly and I are going to get to your questions here shortly. Well, thank you, Curran. Really appreciate your time. Thank you, class, for letting us barge in like that. We really appreciate your time. Keep up the good work, because I know you guys are doing it.
Thank you.
Have a good day,
You
guys.
too, guys.
All right, moving on. So you guys have seen what it's like on the stage of a live set, but now we're going to be looking at the behind the scenes where the real magic happens, and that's going to be in the control room.
That's right. You said it. Control room. What does Molly mean by control room? Well, if we have shared creative spaces where we broadcast live from, that must mean we have certain video or audio signals that we need to control. We need to mix them together into one program. And that's what we do here. The great thing about this space is it's also shared. It's shared, Curran just brought it up, it's shared with the RASP or the audio students as well as the film students. Right here, you'll see that we have our CCUs, our color correction units. We also use OBS to help mix things together, as well as the technical director position who controls the camera console, and we go back from different cameras. This room can support both the soundstage as well as the show pro room. So we get live shows happening either at the same time or separately in both of these spaces. We see here the mixing console that RASP uses to mix all the channels in, make sure that you get top quality with your online stream. And again, a shared creative space needs to be controlled when you're doing live programming. And that is why we call this the control room. It's really exciting to watch these students grow and learn as they grow, because each and every project they stack on what they learned, and it just increases the value. So by the time you get to live production, it may be a grind, but you've learned all those things in the past: short film, commercial production, and all of these other editing. You have a different scope or a different vision on how live production or how a live production can function. It's really exciting. The only catch is with live production, if you make a mistake, everybody sees it. So, but that's the fun. That's the fun with live. Again, keep those questions coming in. Molly and I are going to get to them.
Question, Tim.
Yeah.
So our students are actually doing a live broadcast. Where do we broadcast to?
We do a lot of live streaming either to YouTube or Facebook, and it really just depends on the demographic or the audience that they want to reach. Because if they have a band in here that has a fan base and their fan base is typically on YouTube, then we'll live stream to YouTube and so on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So cool. Tons of really amazing spaces here on our campus for students to check out. And we're actually going to pop back into one of our equipment rooms so we can check out some of the additional equipment that you get to use as a campus student with the campus experience. So
This
we're
is the
gonna go
fun
this
part
way.
right here. You ready for this?
We are going to talk more about the equipment kits that our students get individually. It's called the Creative Pack, but this equipment here, this is all exclusive to our campus students. So as you can see, this is a lot bigger than the little pack that you're going to be receiving individually. So what do we got?
We've got a lot of toys in here. This may answer a handful of your questions from the start. Now, you've heard us talk about the Red camera. You heard us talk about Blackmagic products. We do use them. But the first camera that you'll actually get your hands on is a Panasonic G85. And this will give you the opportunity to not necessarily flex your muscles, but really understand how these cameras function. And then you'll slowly progress. As those projects progress, you get into the larger scale cameras. Now, we do have the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera, Red Dragon. Also, we have a lot of supporting equipment like lights, stands, and yes, sandbags. Sandbags are really important when we're using stands because we don't want things to fall over. And a lot of this gear is here to support a lot of the activities, a lot of the projects. And to be honest with you, a lot of this is industry standard. And if you've ever been to a wedding, if you've ever seen a commercial production, chances are you will see a lot of the gear that we have here on those sets as well. Students, you learn the impact of these tools and the production process. And you will gain experience. I know students do get a little frustrated when they work through their projects, but that is the learning process. And a lot of it really comes from understanding the in and outs of properly using this gear. It's not a point and shoot. It really isn't point and shoot. The cool thing about this gear, it allows you to build your project ahead of time. And really knowing the ins and outs of the gear gives you an advantage over most production houses and production companies. So this is it. This is the toy box. We have audio equipment like lav microphones that you can dress talent with. We have boom mics. We have mic kits and audio kits. And from top to bottom, everything you need for short film, live video production, and so on.
So we've seen a lot of really cool spaces on campus and the additional equipment that you get to use with our campus experience, but I did want to take a moment and highlight our online program. So if you aren't able to make that transition to Orlando to attend our campus program, that's okay, because we also have our online program as an excellent option. The online program is called Interactive Distance Learning, IDL, because this is not your typical online class. It is a live class session, so you are still collaborating and talking to your instructors. Plus, you are going to receive that creative pack. It's a personal academic kit, so you have all the tools you need to work from home. Just keep in mind that our online program is only available in certain states, so you are going to want to speak with one of our admissions representatives to make sure you are in the areas that qualify. We're going to go pop into one of our live classes right now so you guys can get an idea of what that looks like.
I think we're going to go meet Noah, and Noah's going to discuss a little bit of the importance of IDL. And some of you may be asking questions about IDL and campus. What's the difference? All these other things. Keep those questions handy. But we're going to ask Noah some questions about IDL. And I know some people think that IDL is a pre-recorded thing. It's a pre-recorded package that you get. No, this is interactive distance learning. Let me check and see if Noah's okay. Here we go. All right, let's go talk to Noah. Hi, Noah.
Hey.
Good to see you again. This is Noah. Everybody say hi to Noah. What is today's class focus?
Today's class focus is we are developing a pitch for our music video project.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're in 104 now. It's our music video section. So students have reached out to local artists to find if they can find a local artist to make a music video for. So even though we're online, we really try to get students where they're at to engage in like real life projects to help them prep for the job market.
So there really is not much of a difference between IDL and campus, or are there many differences?
I'd say the main difference is with IDL, it's kind of like you're a one-man band type thing. So versus campus, we have a classroom, got a team of students here on campus. So I'd say IDL is much more individually focused. We focus on the individual here, trying to develop them and their professional abilities, whereas campus is more team-focused, group-focused.
Okay. So with that in mind, when it comes to hands-on experience with the gear, how do IDL students get hands-on experience?
Got it. So all our IDL students get the creative pack. So they're going to get a camera, they're going to get a gimbal, they're going to get lighting equipment, recording equipment, and we teach them, we go through and teach them how to use each piece of equipment, the proper use, the proper care, how to like not break it, basically, type thing. Cool. So, and then teach them like how they're going to use that equipment in kind of real life situations where they're working for a client, they're working with an artist, and you know, actually creating content for them.
So this creative pack, can you break it down for me a little bit?
Sure, absolutely. So we're gonna, we all get, we have the Sony cameras right now. This is a ZV-E10, great hybrid shooter. You can shoot 4K video on it. And then we also have the DJI Ronin gimbal. So if you want those really nice, smooth, steady shots, we got a gimbal, teach you how to use that, set it up. And we also have light kits. So you can see a couple light panels over here. And we also have this guy, this little guy here, a little mobile light, which is great to set up in hard to reach spots. And it's battery operated, so you can take it on the go with you. And then similar to what you got here, this little mic pad, we also have a wireless mic pad that comes in with the kit. So if you're doing interviews, that sort of thing, you want to get really nice, clean sounding audio, just clip that on your subject and you're ready to roll.
So you mean to tell me once they receive this creative pack, they're ready to roll? They can do interviews, they can do short films, music videos.
Have already made commercials for actual business owners.
Very cool.
Yeah, with just their creative pack.
Very cool. I do know, if I could speak a little bit from experience, I've had a lot of gigs myself where I was just a one-man band. And had I not had access to certain gears when I was in school, especially early on, I'd be lost. be lost. So a lot of what you're saying is a lot of the process, a lot of these programs basically parallel each other from IDL and campus, and they leave here with experience and also gear that they can utilize for their own small business or, other projects.
Absolutely, absolutely. And and there's really no difference between what the students get here on campus and what the students get in IDL.
Very cool. Well, that sounds exciting. Thank you, Noah, for your time. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Molly,
Let's move on.
let's move on.
Great. So I'm so glad you guys got to get a little peek at the behind the scenes of our online classes. But if you are interested in transitioning to Orlando to attend our campus program, don't worry, because our admissions team is here to help you make that as smooth as possible. Housing is always the biggest concern. So for housing, we recommend using our housing partner, EduRent. They are a third-party company that specializes to help students like you find housing. So they provide an off-campus dorm-style living experience for our students. It's a flat rate every month. It comes fully furnished for you. You're living with other students, and it is right down the street from the school. So it is going to be one of the most affordable and easiest options to get you down here so that you can be on this beautiful campus and use all of the extra gear we have here. We're going to be passing through our recording studios now. So we have Studio A here. We have some students working on some demos right now, learning how to use the mixers and recording real artists. We also have Studio B here. This is a really cool part of the audio program. They learn how to do sound design.
Yeah, Studio B is really cool. Can we take a step in there for maybe 2 seconds?
2 seconds, why not?
Just take 2 seconds really quick. You might hear some music, but if you take a look, this is like 7.9.2. I'm getting it wrong, but it's surround, and it is a cinema standard in that we edit and compile all of our footage into the short film, and then gives RAS students an opportunity to add Foley, make it a true legit surround experience.
Absolutely. So
Really
we get to
exciting.
pass projects back and forth between programs,
Oh,
which is just so fun.
Really exciting.
Excellent. Oh, sorry.
Good to see you.
Alrighty, we're gonna head down, check out the rest of our campus now. Up here on the left, we have the pad. This is our student lounge area. So, like I mentioned, the courtyard earlier, all of the spaces here on campus are creative spaces. So you'll see students hanging out here during their breaks, but they'll also, work on group projects or, film in here. This is something that's available to you throughout the entire day.
It's such a cool space here on campus. Like being in the pad or being out in the courtyard, it really gives students an opportunity to stay fresh. They can get together with their peers and write scripts or work on exercises. And like I said, it's a safe, creative space where a lot of collaboration takes place. A lot of fun.
Now, I'm sure you guys are curious at what equipment you're going to be getting when you start your program. So again, that creative pack, it's included in your tuition, and it's going to give you all the tools you need to complete your projects, whether you're here on campus or doing IDL from home. So Tim, tell us about the rest of this gear that we got in the creative pack.
Well,
I know we talked about a little, but we got some new stuff in here.
I will make a quick note. Now, these items may vary because technology changes all the time. But currently, these creative packs include for film, we saw lighting, a gimbal, camera, also microphones, and then RASP students also, they get a MIDI controller, a sound mixer, and some monitors to help with their projects as well. And it's almost like Christmas whenever I see all of that gear get delivered. You see happy, smiley faces. And honestly, it only takes a couple of weeks once you get this stuff set up. It takes a week before we get all of these questions that come in. And it's really exciting to be able to help these students out with all this gear.
It's such a good thing to have after you graduate as well. It basically means you can start working in the industry as a freelance videographer.
Oh, yeah.
But we have a lot of questions to
Awesome.
go through, so I wanted to get started on those. I see that we have Damon Allen asking, what exactly happens after you graduate? So great question. So when you are here in school, you are going to be learning about career development. So that's built in throughout your 10-month journey here. You also get career planning sessions with your career advisor. So you can talk to them about what you like, what you see yourself doing, where you want to be, and all that good stuff. So upon your graduation, you're going to have not only your diploma, but also your portfolio, which is going to highlight all the projects that you've done while you're in class and show your skill set. Now, because we are an accredited institution, our goal is to help you find entry-level employment within 6 months of graduation. So our career development team is here to help you through that process, helping you put your resume together and cover letters, prepare for interviews, going over, important things like follow-up protocol and dress code. We also help students with their job search strategies, making sure that they're getting on certain sites that they need, connecting and networking online. So our career development team, our career services team will be reaching out to you actively after your graduation to see how things are going and see how we can help and assist you with that process. Additionally, our career services here, they never expire. So even if it's been a couple of years and you want to get your resume looked at, we are happy to help you. Graduates are always welcome back, and we're here to help our students succeed.
Absolutely. And I will say this, that some students that are currently enrolled, they find employment while they're here on campus or while they're enrolled. And I will give you a little tip, a little secret. You can ask us instructors some questions too, and we may be able to help you find employment. We may be able to lead you in other directions, because we have connections too in the industry with people always looking for work. Always.
Absolutely. Industry professional instructors, that's such a bonus people forget about. I have a student asking, when we shoot short films, where do we find actors?
Actors. We do this legitimately. So you're going to be tasked with auditions. You're going to have to audition for these roles. You'll set up a virtual audition. You can have your talent come in, but you would basically put up a post somewhere online and do it the right way. I've seen a lot of talented people come in and out of this place. A lot of fun.
Absolutely. So it seems like there's a couple more inquiries about the online program. Sure. So, how do you communicate with instructors? How do the labs work? How do you complete assignments?
It really is, like I said, it seems a little overwhelming, or it may seem a little bit different, but really the instructor is there for you during class time. We have lectures and then exercises. And then when it's time to do the exercises, it's based off of that current lecture. They'll send you out with a list of tasks, and you'll commit to those tasks and turn in your work afterwards. I know, Noah, like you said, it's almost feels like you're flying solo, wearing many hats. But it's not overwhelming. We teach you all the right standards when it comes to, Molly said, like emailing and talking and communicating. So really, you go through the lecture in the morning and you present the exercise, you go out and execute and bring back your material or your edit, whatever that is. And that's that.
It's honestly super easy to use. It's a great, very intuitive experience. So you feel like you're here on campus and getting all the assistance that you need.
And if you're ever overwhelmed, your instructor is just a click away. They're always there in the lab, online, there to assist you.
So, Tim, as a future videographer, how does learning the different niches help me if all I want to do is study commercial making?
Niches. That is something that you will develop, and once you learn these different aspects of camera work and what's motivating maybe that camera movement or that story along. You'll understand the different layers and things that you can build creatively throughout. But the most important thing to do is to understand how that camera works, understand the motivation behind that camera movement. Should I even move that camera? Where is the talent going? What are they doing? So I may be, making you ask more questions, but this is what creativity is. And honestly, to get through a lot of these things, you're going to want help. So lean heavily on your peers. Even though you may be online, you can still reach out to them in teams. You're still a crew. You're still a class. And a lot of collaborations really help. They go a long way.
Absolutely. And I think it's just really important as a creative to see the big picture.
Sure.
So even if you just want to be a camera operator, you need to think about what the editor is going to be dealing with once you have all that footage recorded and they're going to be working with it.
There are a lot of standards,
So building my portfolio is important to me. What are some of the projects that I'll have when I graduate?
Okay, when you graduate, I know you have a music video. You'll be doing some quasi mini documentaries. You'll be doing short film, product videography. We've all seen those commercials, those social media posts where maybe there's an energy drink and it's all these jump cuts and really cool close-ups. Well, we teach that here. So your demo reel or your portfolio is going to include all of those projects that you compiled and built and edited here on campus. Like I said, music video, documentary, commercials, product videography, and short film.
Awesome. Now, I see someone's asking what kind of computer should they have? Excellent question. So if you're coming to participate in our campus program, we don't require that students have a computer of their own. We do have labs here on campus during your class time, and you're also able to use them outside of class. But if you're doing the online program, it is very important that you have a computer that works from home. We recommend that computer is no more than 2 to 3 years old. It can be a Mac or a PC, but just know that the softwares you're using and the live class feed, it definitely, requires a lot of manpower. So we do have specifications on our website as to what you should be looking for in a computer. Remember that getting a computer is an investment in yourself, in your future in this industry, because you're going to need a computer to work from. So you want to have something that is good.
Absolutely.
Now, Tim, what advice would you give to someone looking to start their career in the film industry?
I would highly recommend you get educated. A lot of people misunderstand and it's unfortunate. They think that, oh, I can go to YouTube and I can just learn. Well, I'm going to tell you that is going to be a big mistake because you have no path. There's no structure. You kind of just wing it. You go as you go, and you're going to be all over the place. Educate yourself. I would highly recommend come to F.I.R.S.T. Teach you the ins and outs of camera work, how these pieces of equipment work together, but most importantly, how to work with other people and how do we get these things done creatively, really from start to finish.
Those soft skills are just as important as those hard skills that you learn. And that's all part of our learning process here. The last question that we had is when is the next start date and how do I apply? Very excited about that. So our next class is going to be starting on October 21st. So we are less than a month away. There is still time to get you enrolled, whether you're interested in the campus or the online program. So you'll definitely want to speak with one of our admissions representatives so they can go over some information with you one-on-one and help you with that process. But you can go to our website, F.I.R.S.T.edu, and click Apply Now in the top right corner and work on your application today. But it has been a pleasure showing you guys around today and some of our spaces. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us. If you're interested in taking the next step with your educational journey, keep an eye on your email. We are going to be sending out information so you can contact one of our admissions representatives and start your admissions process with us. If you have any last minute questions, don't be afraid to send those in afterwards and we'll get back to you. But again, it's been so awesome having you guys with us. Enjoy your weekend and we hope to see you in class soon.
See ya.